Look at the UVTV, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick spiritual ass and dudes for my people. Oh God, Neon, they can feather me in. Today I'm gonna be talking about why all women low key want to be in their soft girl era and how to do it without it looking delusional or it looking like y'all out of y'all mind or some shit like that, and y'all able to be that natural template of being a walking vibration or just a walking container, and then men would be like, uh the walking example of pouring into that container. It's just when y'all pour into something and it starts to overflow and stuff like that, the shit can't contain it no more and the shit gonna bust. And then you have to make some new type of container out of it because you know what I'm saying? Women like to be walking vibrations. They like to internalize things. They like to make things in the behind the scenes realm, make things dark. Dark is just an accumulation of light. Men would be like the walking light or the walking provider and things of that nature. Women will be more right brain, and then men will be more left brain. So that's based upon logic and rationality and intellect and articulation and analyzing and you know what I'm saying, trying to find empirical evidence, trying to break it down scientifically. And then right brain will be more intuitive. That's why they be saying shit like female intuition and imaginative and creative. You know what I'm saying? It's going more based upon some feeling on emotion or the senses. So men will be more externalizing, and then women will be more internalizing, just in general. So they like to give things out, and then women like to receive these things. Men like to perceive and turn it into another thought and idea and awareness and make that more broad. And then woman is gonna go based upon that template and just support and give a lot of love, value, and appreciation towards whatever is being paid attention to, based upon that broad awareness that's being paid attention to. So, men like to be building and be more creative when it comes to concepts and ideas and ideologies and thinking, and that's based upon the attention span and the concentration of what they're paying attention to, so they can have a broader awareness. And then women like to be more attractive. They like to look more beautiful. They like to be more alluring. They want to attract people to what people are paying attention to. So all the way down to the concept of when they start talking about things like the patriarchy and stuff like that, and then men thinking they can rule the world because of this, that, and the third. Men like to direct energies, and then women are just receiving and responding and trying to create a comfort zone out of what's being created in the first place, what's being built upon, what's the attention, what's the direction we're going in, what's being provided just in general. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a natural template. So women have a womb, and then men have a dick and balls, and they like to drop dick and have that big dick energy and all that type of shit. So they like to get erect. So they like to direct the energy. It's really that simple on like the lightest shape, form, and scale. And then I made it the most realistic way of how you can look at that shit from the most natural template. That's why niggas like to be more logical, and then women like to be more emotional and stuff like that. And then the minute someone learn how to go about their masculine and feminine energy, so when men learn how to gain more emotional intelligence, it can add to more of a broad overall intelligence, so they can have a better direction when it comes to their accountability, when it comes to their creativity, when it comes to their imagination, when it comes to their comfort zones and their emotions and feelings, and they know how to get out of something better. And then women, just in general, when they learn how to control their masculine energies and stuff like that, they know how to direct energy. They know how to perceive things, not just be on the receiving end of something, and they know how to provide for themselves and be more self-sufficient, so they can add more logic and rationality, so it can make more sense in the reality that we in, based upon the physical circumstance and scientific method and empirical evidence, and having some type of methodology behind it. I'm just using those examples to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you acting out these characteristics within the mind, the masculine, the feminine. Someone learn how to be a man, and then someone knowing how to be a woman. A woman is just someone who like to receive energy and being in a womb, being attractive, being alluring, emotions and feelings, comfortability, mood shifts, all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why the moon, like Luna and stuff like that, it gets more catered to the feminine energy, and then the sun gets more catered towards acting and being proactive and emitting a light, emitting something on a lighter shape and form, like as in weight. So a lighter shape and form. So you're taking things lightly. You ain't taking things as dense and as heavy and turning it into darkness and turning it negative and stuff like that. That's why women would be like walking negativity or walking uncertainty, and then men will be more walking positivity or walking certainty. That's why women are attracted to men who have a lot of conviction and have a lot of positive energy around them, aka they're idealists, they're optimistic, they're trying to build and create something for themselves, and they ain't trying to let someone else trying to control how they want to provide or control the direction they want to go in and stuff like that. So they know how to they know how to stand 10 toes around a man. I mean, stand 10 toes when it comes to the self-sufficient energies, when it comes to that, and doing that from the inside out. And then women be more attracted to the energy. I'm just trying to say this as a basic basis to build y'all up for the overall concept of the soft girl era shit, just in general. So to make it simple, right? Men spiritually are light. Okay, men spiritually, right? They like to be light or easy. So they want to make it into a lighter shape and form. And everything that's spiritual is always going to play out in reverse in the physical and so shape and form. So men spiritually are light or easy. So they want to make things lighter or easy. They don't want to make it condensed. They don't want to put it in a container. They're not trying to put it in a shape and form. They're trying to make the awareness more broad to where some type of light can be emitted and be, you know what I'm saying? They could be the chief. They could be the walking example of what something look like, so it can be easier for the next generation to play out that same characteristic. So they want to externalize some new fruit or some new idea or some new type of thinking, and they don't like to pay attention to the emotions and feelings behind that or how it's being received because they're trying to make a lane for themselves. That's why men in general, they don't like to be under someone else's dick and stuff like that. They want to be on their own dick. They trying to build their own self up. You know what I'm saying? They trying to create their own circumstance. They trying to be a man and all that type shit. That's the whole archetype just in general. So men like to make things, like men spiritually like to make things light and easy, and then it plays out in reverse in the physical realm. So men physically are gonna come off hard and heavy and stuff like that. So that's like them getting hard. Is them getting erect. It's them going hard for something and them having type of conviction type of energy. So when you see a man start acting out in those energies of going hard for something, they're trying to make it in reality in so much shape and form. So if they're going really hard about something, that means spiritually they're trying to make something easier for someone else, so it's not as hard to get in that lane for whatever business, entertainment, institution, university, culture they're trying to create or cultivate for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment factor. Oh, I'm an artist. I'm trying to be in my own lane, and I'm trying to make something more unique, different, original, and I'm gonna make a lane for niggas who want to make this type of music. You know what I'm saying? Like it always plays out in this type of perspective. Men spiritually want to make things more light and easier so they can stay in that no shape and form, because your spirit is your space. And it's just the world and the space that you in. So you want to make it lighter. You want to make it easier so someone else can get inside that type of business model or industry or, you know what I'm saying, culture or circumstance. So it's easier to get in that pocket, a breath of fresh air, a pocket they can get into. And the way they do that is spiritually, they're being light and making it easier. So they're going to do it based upon a lighter shape and form, an idea, some optimism, a new type of pocket that no one has done before. And then in the physical, they have to go so hard about that thing long enough to have that conviction energy to make it so it can be easier for the next person. It can be lighter for the next person, so it looks more possible to do and look like there is some value behind it. Even if it look like it ain't shit in the flesh, that person is being rich in spirit, and he's going to make it look like some new gold, some new pocket, some new thing that can be valuable. You get what I'm saying? So, just in general, right? Men spiritually like to be light and easy, and then men physically like to be heavy or hard, so going hard about something. And women spiritually, they like to be heavy or hard, but women physically like to be light and easy, just in general. So that's like them being in the soft girl era. They like to be soft. They like to be girly. They like to be attractive. They like to be pretty. They like to be naturally alluring and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, right? Women are just walking vibrations, and then men are just walking frequencies. A frequency is just a line of events. It's the amount of frequency or how frequently you can do something over and over and create a new circumstance to make it so you always in a pocket. And to be creative in that pocket is you acting for God, or you utilizing your spirit for something, and then your individual spirit or your space is just your soul. So it's something that resonates with your soul beyond your physical body and beyond your light body. Your light body is just your mentality, and your mentality is a certain shape and form. It's going to be a certain way of thinking, a certain way of feeling, a certain emotion, whatever you want to call it. So it's condensing into a body, a light body, and then it's going to condense into your physical body, and it makes your blood, adrenaline, your veins, your organs, your pus, your everything. You know what I'm saying? So just in general, right? Women spiritually like to be heavy or hard, and then women physically like things to be light and easy. So based upon physically, they like things to be light and easy. That's what make them be in that soft girl type of energy, just in general, because soft is something that's not hard. It's something that's not pressurized. You know what I'm saying? It's smooth, it's delicate, it's low in volume, it's low vibrational, it's low in temperament. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to say it like low vibrational is just bad, because you're going to go through ups and downs in life, just in general. So you're going to go through high temperament situations, and you're going to go through low temperament situations. Look at high temperament as high passion, high intensity, and then look at low temperament as the lack thereof of intensity, the lack thereof of that. So just in general, they want to be soft, a soft girl. So they want to be tender. They don't want to be sweet. They want to be sensitive. So it's the same way how niggas, when they start sitting there, be like, oh, I'm getting all of my emotions and feelings. Oh, I'm being tender right now and stuff like that. They don't like feeling like that. They don't want to deal with that accountability. They don't want to deal with their dark side. They don't want to deal with that emotion and feeling that they feel. Even though they gonna feel emotions and feelings, but they're gonna always exert that. You know what I'm saying? They're always gonna exert. They always gonna always exert that attitude like they don't want to be in that emotion and feeling at all, and they want to just keep being an idealist. They want to stand 10 toes about whatever thought and idea that they have and just stand on that and build on that and create that circumstance to where they can be in that pocket outside of being in something. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like to be out of something, and then women like to be in something. So just from that template in itself, women like to be a part of something, and then niggas don't like to be a part of anything. You know what I'm saying? But from them not being a part of anything, they still have to make something out of it. And that's when they start to figure out their feminine side and all that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So just in general, right? Being a soft girl is just being like cute and like feminine and being attractive and being pretty and being tender and being sweet and being sensitive and stuff like that. And being soft is just something that's easily it can easily be pressured and it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a lack of direction. It's always going to be a redirection. It's smooth. It's delicate. You know what I'm saying? It's not rough. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not harsh. All the way down to when men, they say they harsh criticism because they ain't thinking about the feeling or emotion someone's going to be in if they even say that criticism because they thinking about the thought idea. They trying to make it a lighter shape and form, and they just want to make motherfuckers aware of something despite how they may feel about it. They want a motherfucker to get out their feelings so they can focus on whatever they're paying attention to at the moment and stuff like that. And like I said earlier, men are just walking attention spans, and then women are just walking feelings and emotions and walking vibrations and walking attraction. You know what I'm saying? They're going to attract people to whatever they're paying attention to. And that's that balance between that masculine and that feminine, that yin and that yang. So just in general, right? Like women are like Eve, and then men are like Adam and stuff like that. Adam represents, okay, it got A in there. A is just the point of reference of doing something for the first time. And damn is them trying to make a dam for the first time. AKA they're trying to make that mental resilience. They're trying to make that mental fortitude and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to build and construct something like how beavers make a dam when they trying to block certain rivers and stuff like that. They trying to block, if you want to turn that into an allegory and stuff like that, like how they be talking about it in the Bible, any river or stream or current, they're just talking about some type of feeling and emotion, and they're trying to direct the current, direct the energy, direct the feeling, direct the emotion in some way, shape, or form, just in general. So women are like Eve. Eve is like the Twilight Zone because that's being even, right? Being even is the same way how you see it in real life when it comes to the sunrise and the sunset and all that type shit. So the sunrise will be like more masculine type of energy or above the horizon, and then the sun setting will be more feminine type of energy, and it'll be like the same way when you but it's the same way with above the horizon and below the horizon. Yeah, like above the horizon and below the horizon. So above the horizon would be like how y'all look at it in astrology and stuff like that. So the sunrise all the way up until the afternoon and things of that nature. And then by the time we get afternoon into the evening and the sun start to set, it's going to be below the horizon. So that'll be above the horizon, Aries through Virgo, and then below the horizon will be like Libra through Pisces and stuff like that. And that'll be the night shade. That'll be the nighttime. And then above the horizon will be like the daytime. And it'll be the lighter time. It will be like the daytime. It's the time you can see shit, and then the unseen will be like the nighttime when you can't see shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the masculine energy or men just in general are like walking light, and then women just in general are like walking darkness. But you always need the dichotomy of both just in general, because you can be in the light all day, but you can get blinded by the light. You know what I'm saying? Even though Christians motherfuckers, they will be saying otherwise, but you can get blinded by the light. It's the same way how you look at the sun, and your eyes start to hurt when you looking at the sun too long because you look at that light. Okay, you looking at the light too long, so you start getting blinded, and then all you see is darkness and stuff like that. So that's that dichotomy. So the lighter shape and form is just the lighter shape and form, and then darkness is just the accumulation of the lighter shape and form, just in general. So it's a mechanism. It's just a mechanism. It's just a process. So it's the same way how you have a idea, a thought, then a feeling, and emotion. That's a process. You can have an idea about something, and then you end up having a whole bunch of different thoughts about that idea. So now you're starting to think about it, and then after you think about it, after a while, you're gonna have a certain feeling, and then after having a whole bunch of different feelings, it's gonna turn to an emotion, and then emotions is just you essentially moving. So emotions are just an accumulation. I mean, emotions is just a specific type of feeling. A feeling, you can feel a whole bunch of different ways about something, but you end up making an esoteric emoji and stuff like that, or an emoticon. That's why when you look at emojis and emoticons, it has specific feelings attached towards it. So it's gonna have sad type of feeling, or sad, I mean, not sad type of feeling, sad type of feeling, or angry type of feeling, or, you know what I'm saying, a puzzled type of feeling, or a confusing type of feeling. But all of it is feelings. And the minute it starts to turn into a specific feeling, that's an emotion. You get it? And you're going to get moved by that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in a certain mood. You're in a certain comfort zone based upon the emotion that you're in. So, like I was saying before, masculine energy would be like Adam, and then feminine energy would be like Eve. And then Eve is just evening. So it's like the evening sun. So it's when the sun sets. So it's like the twilight zone. The twilight zone is just between fantasy and the real world, just in general, right? So the twilight zone, I mean, not the twilight zone, the fantasy realm would be like above the horizon. So we're going to create what that is. So the seasonal transitions, like spring and summer and stuff like that. We go through these things when it comes to the seasonal transitions and the atmosphere that we in, just in general. So right during the springtime, that's when you will plant a seed for something. You will plant a seed for something, the same way how the flowers start to bloom and stuff like that, right? Because we just now got that winter and that cold and that the deadness and the distance and stuff like that, right? Because all the trees start to die out, and then now they're starting to bloom again, and all the bees and the birds and everything starting to come out again and stuff, and things of that nature, right? And everything getting pollinated. So springtime is when you start to spring something off and plant a seed. Summertime is when it's going to be hot in temperature, and then the sun is more closer to the earth, so things starting to heat up. So now things are going to get brought to life, and that's when people are going to actually start planting out whatever seeds it was planted during the springtime. And during fall time, it's just harvest time, or falling time. Things are gonna fall. It's gonna start to be dead and deteriorate. The same way how the leaves start to be dead and deteriorate and stuff like that. So that's harvest season. So you're gonna harvest all the good fruit or all the good crops and stuff like that to hang on to, so you can have that shelter, that food, that shelter, and security and stuff like that for the wintertime. And then wintertime is when everything's gonna die out and everything's gonna get really cold and low temperament, and things gonna get real cold outside, and you have to wear a jacket and shit like that, and things probably gonna get snowed in, and everything gonna end up dying when it comes to the livestock and all that type shit. And then bears start to go into hibernation. So that's like a natural process just in general. It's just the feminine energy just in general. If I wanted to make that a as above so below type of concept, so you can understand that from a broader point of view, it'll be like how y'all look at the seasons. So the masculine energy will be more spring and summertime, and then the feminine energy will be things bending in of the opposite of what's happening in the spring and summertime, and things being brought to life and being birthed into existence. And then it's gonna bend in into the fallen summer. Oh, okay, it's gonna fall just in general, the same way how y'all look at fallen angels and all that type shit. But that's a different video. So it's going to go into the twilight zone. So it's going to turn into the fall and the autumn time. Even when you look up fall and autumn, they're going to say, oh, that's during twilight. So the twilight is the evening time, just in general. So Libra time. So 8 p.m. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and stuff like that, if I want to use that as an astrological comparison. So just in general, right? That's the twilight zone. So that's why women just in general, they like to redirect energy, and they don't know how to perceive things the right way, because they going based upon what they're receiving, because they like to be attractive and they like to bend things in. They like to redirect. They like to curve. And then men like to make a line of events and direct the energy and things of that nature. So they're always going to redirect what's already the direction that we going in based upon what people are paying attention to. And then they're going to attract people into a certain vibe or emotion and feeling based upon whatever concept we're just building on at the moment of what's frequently happening and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the more they know how to be a strong woman, and they know how to build on the other side, aka their masculine energies and stuff like that, and stand on their own without having to bend in into a certain emotion and feeling, and they start acting all bitchy and needy and stuff like that, and they know how to give out energy, then they start understanding the other polarity, and then that's how they learn how to not be as soft. That's when you start to see women who probably act like dykes and stuff like that, or it turns into a scenario. I'm just trying to make a comparison. It's like those women who act really masculine. They either act very tomboyish, they act real dykish, or they just have a masculine side and they know how to stand on their own without a man. So that's when it starts to turn into, oh, okay, I know how to do this without a man and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But low key, they all want to be in a soft girl era and stuff like that. They don't want to have to go that hard about everything all the time. They want a man or a father figure or some type of masculine energy to show them the direction of how to go about it, to make it so they can be a stronger woman and they can know how to be in a motherly role. Because low key, they do want to be in a soft girl era to where they don't have to do that, because they got a man who can do that, and then they can focus on the household or the mistress type of energies, right? They can focus on being in a femininity and stuff like that, and that's how they gain strength when it comes to their attraction and stuff like that. So just in general, right? That's like a man who's gonna end up emasculating himself, and he's trying to be like a female, and that's when y'all end up saying certain sayings and stuff like that. When y'all sit there and be like, "Oh, who gonna be the men? Who gonna be the boys?" Everyone trying to be some girls and stuff like that. Why you trying to be the bad bitch, nigga? I'm the bad bitch because of this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? That's where all this energy be coming from, just in general, right? So if a nigga start playing out that energies, what y'all gonna say to that nigga? Oh, he's some punk ass nigga. Oh, he's just some bad bitch cosplaying ass nigga and stuff like that. He trying to act like one of the girls when he ain't no girl. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to look all cute, trying to be all trying to be all pretty, trying to be all attractive and stuff like that. When it's like, nigga, you supposed to be the man. You supposed to be creating and building and providing a circumstance. And don't get lost into that and start using that as an excuse when it comes to, oh, you supposed to pay my bills. Oh, you supposed to give me this material thing. No, it's a spiritual thing first. So they have to be more logical. They have to be going based upon some type of dying idea and stuff like that. They supposed to come up with their own perception. They ain't trying to care about the reception of what they getting. There's nothing wrong with looking at reception or looking at, you know what I'm saying, like what's being received based upon what you're receiving, aka the emotional intelligence and awareness. It's good to have the awareness of both sides because we have the masculine and the feminine. So we're going to externalize and internalize just in general, right? You just can't get too lost into an ego and only try to externalize and try to be all stoicism and then try to basically try to ignore emotions and feelings and stuff like that because it's not being as constructive because of this, that, and the third. Your whole shit gonna look unattractive. Your whole shit is gonna make you sound like an incel. Your whole shit is gonna sound like, oh yeah, I want a bitch who act like an iRobot and I always want to unplug her when it start to turn into, oh, you're gonna put your emotions and your feelings on me. When we all know females are all walking emotions and feelings, a big old bag of them. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna be in that complaining type of energy. But at the end of the day, that's what make them them. I'm saying just in general, that's just a natural type thing, which lead into the soft girl era shit, just in general. So just in general, right? From them being in a soft girl era, they just want a man where they can feel comfortable around and they feel safe around so they can be more lenient, so they can be more easy, so they can be more tender-hearted and stuff like that. They can be more agreeable. They can be more pleasing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all men just in general, right? You just want a down female, keyword down. You want a down female who's easy and agreeable and pleasable and relatable so you can just keep on creating and providing and keep on gaining attention based upon what you're trying to build and create for yourself just in general, right? And then females, right? Y'all just want a strong man who know how to provide and, you know what I'm saying? Know how to direct and know how to, you know what I'm saying, give out something, externalize something, give the right attention and awareness towards something, and then you will follow that man to the end of the earth just based off that energy just in general. So we always doing the opposite polarity. Men is trying to be more feminine, aka they're trying to learn how to be needed, be a part of something, be in something, and then women just in general, right? They want to learn how to be out of something and gain more mental strength, aka logic and awareness and breaking things down scientifically. You know what I'm saying? Rationality wise and empirical evidence, scientifically wise, and all that type shit, right? And they want to learn how to externalize. They want to know how to have conviction. They want to learn how to go hard for something. You know what I'm saying? And just commit to it so they don't have to act so loose and stuff like that. That's why they end up turning in scenarios and stuff like that where they end up having some loose pussy or some shit, or they start acting real hoish or whorish or something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? They just start fucking a whole bunch of different men until they find that one man they're able to feel safe and secure around because that man is able to out masculinize whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They can out men. I was about to say they out men them, but like that's yeah. Even though that is what it is though. You know what I'm saying? They could like whatever masculine man like energy they trying to act like, trying to be a hoe and stuff like that. They basically can make them settle down. They can make them be like, no, I can just do that for you, so you don't have to do that. So you can just keep being pretty. You can just keep being agreeable. You can keep being relatable. You can keep being attractive. You can keep being alluring. You can just be reactive. And you don't have to be proactive in this. I'm already proactive in this. I'm already providing this energy so you don't have to do it as much. So you can attend to your queenly like energies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. It's really that simple. So they can go into their soft girl era so they don't have to think about shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a walking ball of emotions. They're a walking vibration. Niggas already thinking. They already having ideas and being idealistic and stuff like that. They don't like to be in their emotions and feelings. So they like, okay, I can think for you. And for me thinking for you, you can just follow suit to whatever I'm building on based upon what I'm thinking about. And I can just gain attention off of that. And then you're just going to support and give me emotions and give me the mood and give me the attraction or give me the reception of how to go about it the right way. So this can look better so people can pay attention to what the fuck I'm building. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you making a corporation or some shit like that. Like let's say like you trying to make like the new McDonald's or some shit like that. Okay, you're building the building and stuff like that. You're doing the business and stuff like that. You're trying to get the concept constructed and all that type shit, right? But you trying to get people to come into your building because you got the whole shit built up because of this, that, and the third. And then the female gonna come in and she gonna be like, okay, well, you gotta advertise it like this. You gotta market it like this and stuff like that. Okay, you gotta do this type of deal, or you have to make the logo look like this, or you have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to make the inside look like this. You have to decorate it and do the interior design and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To attract people to this. You know what I'm saying? Like they care way more. They care way more about the creativity, the imagination behind something. You know what I'm saying? They care more about the attraction energy behind something. So they're gonna go based upon what everyone else is paying attention to, and they like, okay, you have to do it like this and make it look more attractive to make people even want to be a part of what the fuck you talking about. So they're able to redirect the energy to make people pay attention to what is being built just in general and what is being created. You get what I'm saying? So it's really like that. It's really like that. They want to make it more even. They want to make it more relatable. They want to make it more fair just in general. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to put it in a pocket. They want to make it descend just in general. They're going to make it descend, and then whatever the concept that's being built is something that's being ascended. So from it being ascended, it's going to be above the horizon, and then if it starts descending, it's going to be below the horizon. So how can I make this more relatable to the flesh to make it so people are going to walk into the store to give it money because of the attraction type of energy, and then above the horizon is, the idea, the concept, and how we're going to build on that, and we're going to pay attention to this and add more thinking qualities to where we can make it easier to make it so it's easy for that to happen in reality. And the only way that's going to happen in reality, we have to go hard about this. So you have to understand, I'm going hard at work because I'm trying to provide so I can give this money, so I can give this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I can build this thing to make it what it is, so we can build ourselves up and create this new type of business or new type of culture or new type of circumstance and stuff like that. And then you're going to help support whatever that is. And you can help me when it comes to the attraction type of energy. Oh, the vibe. Oh, the emotion. Oh, the feeling. Oh, how people receive how we conduct business based upon what we done created for ourselves. And then that's it. And then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really it. Like, so just in general, right, this is why all women low-key want to be in their soft girl era and how to do it without being delusional. Okay, so just in general, the delusional part and stuff like that is when y'all get too lost into y'all attraction type of energies. Y'all get too lost into y'all femininity and stuff like that. So you have to learn how to not be as soft while also still being soft, just in general. So, you know what I'm saying? You know how to attract people based upon your emotions and feelings and your vibe, and you know what I'm saying, how you're being received. You know how to charm. You know how to allure and stuff like that. You know how to make people receive you in the right way, just in general. And then you have to build on that based upon what you're paying attention to and stuff like that. So even with people who like strippers or like OnlyFans models and stuff like that, right? Let's say kind of like, who a good example? Like Violet Myers and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, we know that's what she do, but the thing that's gonna make her more alluring is when she started talking about underground rappers. When she started talking like, oh yeah, I like to play video games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I like playing Marvel Rivals or some shit like that. It's going to appeal to a certain crowd because it's going to show what you pay attention to, and it's going to show more of our personality. It's going to show more of those qualities. And in your personality, it's kind of like how y'all look at it in astrology, like that's your ascendant. So your ascendant is your first house. Your first house is your personality and your personal issue, insecurities, and affairs and stuff like that. So I'm going to add more personality, individuality, authenticity to what I'm paying attention to, and people are going to get more attracted to that because I have a unique way that makes me stand out from all the other females who do the same thing I'm doing because of how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So the main concept is like the what. Men will be like the what, or the masculine energy will be like the what, and then the feminine energy will be like the how. So how they doing it, just in general. How is being seen, how is being received, how is being allured, how is being attracted, how is being internalized and stuff like that, how is being negative, how is being uncertain, how is going to be a vibration, how is going to be a certain emotion and feeling, how do you feel about this thing that I'm thinking about at the moment and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to compare and contrast like that, and then it start to take away from that delusion type of energy, and you're not too lost into your femininity and stuff like that, right? And you only going to be focusing on the beauty standards or how you look and how you being received and stuff like that, and you learn how to take away the concept of how I'm being received, and you can stand on your own, and beauty is just the eye of the beholder and stuff like that. So you can make a new beautiful way of thinking, and you can just stand on that just in general, and you can make that the new thing that's going to be seen as the new it, or the new attraction, or you being the new it girl, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or that shit they be having what they call that shit, like Miss America. You know how to be the new it girl. You know how to be the new Miss America or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.